Okay, it's time we have a quorum. Let's continue with the public hearing today. We'll get started with part 4 of this chapter. Ms. Carmen Can, please. Based on the use of technology and procedures facilitating the application by restaurants. Just now, while discussing the PCS, we also touched upon it. From 4.2 to 4.4, it is mainly about the PCS. Up till August 2023, the FEHD only received 8 applications about PCS. In the 2023 policy address, it mentioned extending the scope of PCS to general restaurants. Now that it is in the policy address, I believe it provides convenience to citizens as well as businesses. As at the 31st of December, did we see any increase in the number? In August, there were 8 in total. After the implementation of 6 months, the figure is on the low side. We only had 8 applications. Is it because the public was not aware of the benefits of the PCS? The procedures have actually been streamlined. Professionals can, provide assistance in this regard. They do have business as well. So how can the administration implement or promote the PCS? Just now, the administration said that time could be advanced by 2 weeks, but I do think that there could be further room to improve the efficiency. Director, as at late November, there were a total of 9 applications starting from March. So I agree with Ms. Carmen Can. The figure is on the low side. The implementation of the PCS is to allow the applicants more choices. Probably applicants would opt for the traditional approach. We do understand that we will keep in view the use of the PCS, and we will also maintain a close dialogue with the trade to tap their feedback to see what we can do in order to enhance the system. This year, we'll further extend it to general restaurants. The PCS will be made available to cover general restaurants as well. We'll conduct further publicity and promotions. We'll tap the pulse of the trade in order to implement the PCS better. But after all, this is a choice of the applicants. If they find the traditional approach that is complying with all the requirements before asking the FEHD for a site visit, followed by the issuance of a license, if this is an approach preferred by them, we are not going to compel them to change to another approach. Ms. Carmen Can. Thank you, Chairman. The administration would like to revamp the system. We are actually not providing a lot of options on the table and asking applicants to choose. This system is covered in the Policy Address 2023. We believe that it is providing convenience to businesses or citizens. We need to promote what is good about the PCS. We also need to let AP know, we need to let the public know there is indeed such a service. In other words, AP can provide convenience to their application. So, only 9 applications after 10 months of implementation. I'd like to hear from the administration. For 4.11, the administration gave a clear response. The FEHD, by and large, agreed with the Audit Commission. and we'll continue to review the various business facilitation measures. Can we do more promotion?
Secretary. This new system can save time. More importantly, the applicant will have greater control and keep track of the process. The applicant can hire professionals to help them. Having government staff alone do the work will take more time. So the new option is good for the applicant. We will talk to the FEHD on ways to step up publicity. The trade warmly espoused the initiative during the consultation. The trade saw it as a positive step. Ms. Carmen Khan, I thank the Secretary for his positive response. The PCS features in the policy address. This is supposed to work. The trade was consulted and welcomed this step because they would have greater control over the process. The applicant can hire professionals to help out. They have greater control. And then 7 working days after the granting of the license, the site visit happens. That means less work for the government. There will also be greater initiative from the applicant. I hope there will be more applications taking the PCS route. Now, the next question. Composite food shop licenses. Paragraph 4.5 and 4.6. As of June last year, just one premises held this license. At the last public hearing on December 12th last year, we came across another permit, composite permit. How does the composite permit differ from the composite food shop license? Can the government tell us more so that people can take advantage of this system? Now, the composite food shop license, it's been in place since 2010. We bring different licenses together. This license is for businesses offering restricted foods for consumption off the food premises. Say a food shop sells sushi, sashimi, siu mei, lo mei, ice cream, cut fruit, dairy products. Before the composite food shop license came out, this shop would have to apply for 3 licenses and 2 permits before they could sell all these kinds of food. But with the composite license, the shop applies for 1 license and can sell the kinds of food I just mentioned. This is a good option for the trade. When the composite license came out, it went through consultations. The trade supported the license. We got a number of applications after the license came out. As at now, just 1 shop has this license. Now, another measure has to do with restricted food permit. That's just the permit. The composite restricted food permit has to do with Schedule 2 to Cap 132X. The schedule sets out a number of restricted foods. The current practice is that a separate application is required for each food. This involves time and fees. This also means hassle for the applicant. We want to give people and businesses greater ease. We want to streamline and deregulate. That's why we come up with this composite restricted food permit. So when a shop wants to sell cut fruit, sashimi, sushi at the same shop, they apply for just one composite permit that saves money, time, and effort. We hope this can be helpful for businesses. Ms. Carmen Khan. Paragraph 4.5. Composite food shop licenses. The license holder can only sell food that does not involve complicated preparation. This means coffee, tea, sandwiches, frozen confections. The consumption needs to happen off the licensed premises. So this is for grab and go. You pick up a sandwich or a coffee and the customer leaves. So that's the composite food shop license. There was a logical brief at the time. It was assumed that 110 food shops would apply for the license. But then, as said, June 2023, 13 years later, just 39 applications have been received. Now, just one shop has this license. The Bureau needs to review this system. We don't see much need for this system. Now, the composite permit, the director just told us, you need to present this system in an accessible way. So the composite permit allows on-premise consumption. Table 2. It has a clunky name. It's a permit for restricted food. It covers yogurt, frozen confections, desserts, cut fruit, Chinese herbal tea, sashimi, hairy crabs, sushi. This is in table 2 on page 5. The point about this permit is that you don't have to apply for a separate permit for each food. This permit allows dine-in. So will there be a composite permit for this kind of system? Can the government elaborate? You don't need a number of licenses. All you need is a single composite permit. Is that the case? Director. First, we have the composite food shop license, whether we still need this license. We are thinking about this. Over the years, food businesses have changed. We need to keep pace with the changing times. We need to consult the trade on whether we need to keep the composite food shop license. We will talk to the trade in greater depth about this license. Now, on the composite restricted food permits, this is not about dine-in. When you have a dining area on the premises, that will fall under general restaurant licenses or factory canteen licenses, because here seating is involved. We have to consider building and fire safety. So they don't fall under the restricted food permit. Our focus is on the restricted food under Schedule 2 to Cap 132X. That's the food business regulation, Ms. Khan. Why can't we make things simple? People have to leave the food premises even with the composite permit. If you have the composite permit, you can do away with the composite food shop license. Since both the license and the permit do not allow on-site consumption, the composite food permit can offer greater ease. you give the permit to a shop to sell different kinds of food. In that case, you can just use the composite food permit, and that will keep things simple, Director. There's a difference between the composite license and the composite permit. The composite food shop license allows the sale of specified food involving preparation, coffee, sandwich, etc., but that cannot be a complex process. But the composite food permit does not allow the involvement of preparations, but you have just one shop holding the composite food shop license. Director. Indeed. Things have played out differently from what we thought when we rolled out the license, so we have to talk to the trade about what they are looking for and whether we need to keep this license as an additional option. Ms. Kamen Khan. Thank you, Chairman. We have covered the PCS and the composite permit. The government has pledged to review whether we still need the composite food shop license. Let's come to the light refreshments license. Paragraph 4.7 to 4.9. Audit has found this. Licenses are granted based on the type of food. Starting from the 1st of March 2023, the FEHD has started granting licenses based on the cooking method instead. So, under the new system, has the FEHD gauged the trade's views? What improvements have been made? The PCS will apply to light refreshment businesses as well. As said, June 30th, just 57 applications were received under the new system. Does that look good, Director? Before March 2023, there were constraints under the light refreshments regime. Those businesses could only sell one of the 6 specified or specific food groups. Those were rigid rules. Group A, just the noodles. Group B, congis, etc. So each business could only sell food that falls under one of the 6 specific 5 groups, and then they can add 5 self-specified snack items. The FEHD proactively proposed a change because this kind of regulation is behind the times. Food offerings change with times. We cannot just restrict a shop to selling just noodles or vermicelli. The point is about ensuring food safety. So we decided to opt for a more straightforward approach. We regulate the cooking method instead. That's why we proposed on our own initiative this new system. This is what's referred to paragraph 4.8, the new system. The new regime has been well received. We talked to the trade. There was overwhelming support. The trade welcomed the proposal. Starting from March last year, the new system kicked in for all light refreshment licenses. In paragraph 4.9, 57 applications were received for switching to the new system. Some food businesses opted for the new system, but others decided against it. As at the end of November, we received 89 applications in total. So the response has been positive overall. It's up to individual businesses to decide whether to switch to a new route. But on different occasions, when we talk to the trade, they supported the new move.
Ms. Carmen Khan, thank you, Chairman. I'd like to hear from the Secretary for EEB. In monitoring the implementation of the said new measures, what will be done? For the Night Hong Kong activities in Temple Street, that is the Night Vibes campaign, we need to move with the times. How will the Secretary for Environment and Ecology task with the relevant departments in order to carry out these tasks well? Well, I have monthly meetings with the Director of Food and Environmental Hygiene. She'll report to me the progress of different projects. Just now, members mentioned removing the red tape. I will review all these. Thank you, Secretary, for your positive response. Chairman, my next point is about digitalization. In 4.13 and 4.16 of the audit report, they mention in second quarter of 2024 or even before that, online payment service will be made available online to other licenses. There will be a data interface. But there is no concrete implementation schedule provided. I'd like to, on this occasion, ask the administration about what they are going to do. Director, please. Thank you, Chairman. On the implementation schedule to be established together with other departments, we need to work with other departments. First of all, we'll work with the buildings department. We have already launched a data interface for renewal of licenses and so on. For departments with which we have correspondences, we have already launched the data interface. The FSD also expects that the interface can be completed by 2026. We'll also set up task forces to follow up on this line of work. On promoting e-service and extending the service scope, on enhancing the application tracking function of the ATF, all these are being carried out. For the reply of Gen 5, on page 18, the government said that they would set up task forces to work closely with different bureaus and departments. Their goal is to, in the first half of 2024, they will set an implementation schedule. On page 17 of Gen 5, it mentions the usage of the online payment service. The percentage is 26% as at the 30th of November. The number of new applications, 9,789. The number of new applications submitted online, 2,614, accounting for 26%. Does the administration have any goal to boost the rate so that more applicants will switch to the online method while making their applications? Director. Thank you, Chairman. I go along with Ms. Carmen Khan. We need to boost the usage rate of online payment service. We do encourage applicants to do so. So we'll enhance promotion. For the percentage point of those using online payment service, there is an uptake, but not greatly. We'll continue to improve the situation and we'll continue with promotion. Thank you, Chairman. I have no further questions. Other members, any question about Part 4? Mr. Michael Look? I'm afraid I might be digressing from the main point. But Chairman, just remind me if I am not on the main point. There are different night markets in Hong Kong. Does the administration have any new mechanism to provide convenience to open-air food stalls? Will there be any further relaxation or enhancement measures targeting these outlets? Well, it should not be directly related to the Audit Commission, but Mr. Michael Look still asked this question. Targeting night vibes and outdoor activities, do you have any enhancement measures and relaxation? Secretary Mr. Tse. Thank you, Chairman. The EEB definitely supports more activities along this line to be held. We have discussed with other departments and bureaus. So, when it comes to licensing conditions or license applications, we will try our best to work with other bureaus and departments in order to take forward the Night Vibes initiative. Thank you, Secretary. Mr. Michael Look. I received some queries. On Temple Street, there are open-air outdoor food outlets or food stalls. I remember different cooking methods are actually involved, including boiling, stewing, steaming, braising, and so on. As long as they make an application beforehand, say by 12 days, we'll be able to handle their applications. If need be, we'll contact the FSD. As I understand, the FSD has been striving to remove red tape in order to provide convenience to food stalls in Night Vibes initiatives. Well, Mr. Michael Look, wait until I call upon you to speak. Well, excuse me, Chairman. Director, please. As I understand, there are multiple store operators to make applications, but in this regard, can I invite my colleague responsible for this to state their observations? Mr. Gabriel Zhang, Assistant Director. Member asked about Night Vibes, where there are a lot of stalls. Different stalls will apply for their individual food factory licenses. That is the temporary food factory license. Mr. Michael Look, wait until you are seen on the screen. Well, do you mean the applicants will definitely be given the green light when they make the application 12 days before? Do you have any success examples to share with us? That is, applications can be approved within 12 days. Well, Mr. Michael Look, I allowed this question, but this has nothing whatsoever to do with the audit report. You are digressing from the main point. Well, maybe the administration can take this question. Well, within 12 days, we can issue the license to applicants. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. I have no further questions. Ms. Carmen Khan, I'd like to follow up on the dissemination of information. In the audit report, it identifies room for improvement in relation to the dissemination of information. If the public would like to know whether a food premise holds a license, members of the public can go online to conduct a search. In 4.27 of the audit report, when the public go online to make a search, as we can see from photograph 6, we'll need to know the type of licenses. That is a license type. So how can we provide convenience to members of the public? For members of the public to check whether a food premise holds a license, we need to enhance the function. For example, at least you need to allow the public to keyboard the relevant name of the food premises. At present, we can search whether a specific restaurant holds a license with the shop sign. Can we enhance the function? Can we enhance the transparency? That is to allow the public to check whether a food premises hold a license more easily. Thank you, Chairman. Indeed, the search is not perfectly convenient. We have already taken on board the Audit Commission's view. Members of the public do not need to check what license type the food premises hold. They only need to search with the shop sign of a food premises. For example, when I search Hong Kong Cultural Center, when I keyboard this shop sign or this name, all the restaurants, a total of 3 restaurants can be displayed. Thank you, administration, for taking on board our views. This can provide convenience to the public, or else we need to first check the license type of the food premises. This is not convenient. On holding seminars and the dissemination of information, can we make some adjustments as well? Given the fact that there are a lot of new initiatives, the Audit Commission said that some information in the offices are outdated. They are not the most updated. Is the practice of putting hard copy in the offices a good one? Is holding seminars or talks the best practice? Can we pre-record some video clips so interested parties or members of the public can check the videos out in order to have an idea of the application process? In 2023, as of June, a total of 3 talks. In 2022, only 4 talks. Attendance figures only total 200 or so. All talks combined. Do you have any new measures? Director, Ms. Carmen Can is very correct. We just can't ask members of the public to go online to search for the relevant information. This is not the best practice. The FEHD's website is rich in information. There's a lot of information for applicants to know. There are detailed guidelines. There are also simplified guidelines. All application performers are online for interested parties to check. There are also PowerPoint slides, which we walk through in the talks. All of these are accessible online, of course. We do have new measures which are covered in a policy address. That is, we will roll out an easy-to-understand DIY guidelines for parties that like to apply for food premises. This can reduce the business cost of SMEs. This is what we want to achieve as well. Ms. Carmen Can is correct. Are videos better? Are they easier to understand? This is exactly what we will do. Thank you, Ms. Carmen Can, for your comments. Thank you, Chairman. Just now, the Director told us about the DIY new initiative to allow members of the public to have a better grasp of the situation more easily. Some departments prepare video clips, and I hope interaction with members of the public and with other departments can be enhanced so that the audit report will be able to provide business facilitation. Response from the administration.
多謝主席，多謝。
Director, we will actively consider the comments from members. Ms. Carmen Khan? That's all from me. Mr. Lewis Long, one question. 4.12. Starting from 2016, online payment has been put in place. 4.13, 4.16 say that by the second quarter of 2024, online payment is supposed to extend to all fee payments for permits and licenses. By the end of 2023, an online platform was supposed to come out for the renewal of food business licenses and permits. The question is, 2016 we had online payment, and then 8 years later, this service will be expanded to cover all fees for licenses and permits. Why? An online platform for renewal of licenses and permits would come out by the end of 2023. How's that coming along? Director. We keep refining our computer systems and fee payment systems. We have been progressing steadily. And we can have online payment for all fees by the second quarter of 2024. Our goal stays the same. We will roll out the system as scheduled. Now, 4.16, an online platform for renewal by the end of 2023. On December 29th last year, we rolled out phase 1 of the platform. For general restaurants, light refreshments, and food factories, the licenses for these places involve fire safety regulations before we can look at renewal. So for these premises, we need to talk to the FSD about interfacing our systems. So those 3 kinds of places will be covered in the future. Mr. Lewis Long. It takes so long, 8 years. It's mind-boggling in the business world. In the business world, it would be inconceivable for system enhancements to take 8 years. We need to crack on with the work in promoting e-government services. Online services can provide greater ease to people and businesses. The government needs to move fast with the work. That's all from me, Chairman. Questions from other members about Part 4? If not, anything to add from the Director of Audit? No? Anything else to add from the Secretary or Director? If not, then we have concluded the discussion for this chapter. Just then, members asked for supplementary information. Will the government please submit those information and papers? After we have concluded the work here, we will submit a report to the council. Any other comments from members? If not, then we will stop here for the hearing today. Thank you.